It's a profound honor to stand before you today as the chair of Harman Foundation. Tonight's event is a testament to the power of storytelling and its profound impact on our collective journey towards empowerment and healing. As we gather here, we are united by a shared purpose to illuminate issues that deeply affect our families and communities. The films we are about to witness, Broken Shelter and Fading Footprint, are not just stories. They are reflections of the challenges faced by many and the strength required to overcome them. These narratives are crucial in our efforts to foster awareness, compassion, and action within our society. You have already heard about the services of Harman Foundation, and I'm not going to repeat it again. So my passion for these reforms is deeply personal. Having experienced grief and loss in my own life, I understand the profound pain that accompanies these experiences. I stand here today in solidarity with those who are vulnerable within my heart and soul, committed to supporting and advocating them for their causes. As we say in the words of Gurbani, whatever comes to us is it because of Guru's hukam. So we should need to actually think from heart what is Guru's hukam, which is order. So whatever is happening is God's order. And if we just think and take it from the heart, we are at peace, we are compassionate, we are passionate to do such jobs where the money doesn't come, but your rewards come through doing those services, like the one, for example, food service, or helping someone, just one person in the community. That's how we feel rewarded. So we have got volunteers like Mr. Tara Singh ji. He goes to Westmead Hospital, he goes for food services, he goes for every event, he goes to Blacktown Hospital. And what he gets out of it, ask him. He can't, it's very hard to explain in words, but he can tell the awards, the happiness, and the help he is providing to the community. So that's a little story about our services we are providing. So what I would also extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Pankaj Upadhyay. 3 claps for him. He's the one who has created these 2 films. He is the director of Yokhi Films and the lead of our digital platform. His dedication and humility have made a significant impact, and his partnership with us has been invaluable. Pankaj, your gentle nature and commitment to our cause are deeply appreciated. A special round of applause for the future champions, the young volunteers and members of the Kids for Kids program. You can see the volunteers in here who are working for us in many ways. So thank you, volunteers, for coming here and spending your energy and time. Your energy and enthusiasm are the backbone of our future, and we are immensely proud of you. We are also deeply grateful to our supporters, the Cumberland Community Council. So we are holding this event in Cumberland because the Cumberland Council has supported this event, and we are very thankful to them. We tried to approach some of the councillors, but probably they are busy in their election time. So we are still very thankful to them, and maybe in future time we'll be able to interact with them. We are also thankful to Pereira Foundation, IMG Community Foundation, which are their generosity, and they are pouring funds for us every year for the last 3 years, which is making a difference with the services we are doing. And also the actors of the films we are showcasing tonight and their families, we offer our deepest gratitude. Some of the actors are sitting here. We are really thankful to you for your time and dedication for this event. As we are talking about the personal stories, I would like to share my story. I never shared in my lifetime, but a little bit of stories that we don't need to think that everybody can be a Barack Obama. Only Barack Obama is just one person. So what I learned from my life story, that even little things need to be appreciated. every little step you take and gives you enjoyment needs to be enjoyed, rather than thinking of bigger thing of so much money, so many houses or so many cars, beautiful cars I need, but little things like a small little flower, just go and smell it, beautiful, and maybe a beautiful scenery or maybe a tree turning into deserted tree, then the flowers come in and it becomes beautiful and it gives us shade and everything without any cost. So that's how I learned from the nature that even if the tree doesn't cost us anything, but it gives us so much in life. So that's what inspired me, that if I'm of any use, I can help anyone, just one person in my lifetime, I'll be very happy. So that's what happened. In 2015, I voluntarily retired, and because of the grief, we had already started this foundation, and then I dedicated myself 24/7 for this foundation. And with the grace of God, I was financially sound and we had no issues. But now, after 10 years of my retirement, I feel so much happy and see that this was my passion. What I want to do, I do now. And I am able to go in the community and support, maybe a little bit. So this is what my story is about in very short words. But God has given me a strength, and with the support of the community and the beautiful people like you, and especially we've got a team of 200 volunteers. They come on and off and on basis depending upon the time they can devote. So this journey of my 2015 onwards is very amazing, especially for the people who are inspiring to become, and they're not very happy at heart. They need to go in and get rewards by helping others. Helping others, you are helping yourself. Do just one thing, one beautiful thought in the day, and that will keep you laughing all day. Thank you so much again, everybody, for coming today, and hope you will enjoy the day. And thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Maninder Singh Ji, Chair, Herman Foundation. If Harinder Ji was here this evening, I know it should have been very emotional to actually tell her life story, which I will not repeat, perhaps another day. You can find out, or most of you know, as to how this charity came into being. I would like to thank all the volunteers, students who are at the back, who do an incredible service. And they are here this evening late on a Friday evening, so really appreciate your wonderful work, girls and boys. Can you please give them a big round of applause? Because without you, we couldn't do. It means a lot, even to set a room, to set up the tables, make sure everything is packed. Little things, choti cheeze, it leads to a lot of help. And many hands make work easier and lighter. Without further ado, I would like to invite the director of Euphony Films, Pankaj Upadhyay ji, who's very busy outside, to come inside and tell us a few lines about what these two documentaries are going to be about. I know it's on serious topics, and all of us will have a heavy heart, but that is the truth of life. And what can we do as members of the community when we come across a crisis situation? It could be a family member, a friend, or somebody you come upon in any of the charities. As Maninder Ji said, each one of us needs to give back something to the community, because I think God has bestowed us with a lot of things, and we need to be filled with gratitude. Upadhyay Ji, welcome aboard, and thank you.
Thank you, Jyoti ji. Thank you, Jyoti ji. Thank you, Harinder ji. Thank you, Maninder ji, for the opportunity. Thank you, Herman Foundation, for the opportunity. Thank you, all my friends who support my work at Euphony Films. Domestic violence awareness. This is not just it's not a fluke, a project that I have been undertaking for the last few years now. I'm deeply committed to the cause of creating awareness within the community to prevent violence in any shape or form, not just domestic violence, any shape or form. There should be no discrimination done based off any criteria. We are all human lives. We have been blessed by an Almighty. We call that Almighty with different names. But our sole purpose of enjoying this life in human form is to give back to society, help, share, and love. Okay, so I don't know what more to say. I started Youthini Films roughly about 6 years back, and I was alone, like a lone ranger in Sydney, fresh off the boat, as they say. And I did not know, how to go about the filmmaking dream. I always wanted to become a filmmaker, a storyteller, but I was waiting for opportunities to come my way. But this beautiful country, Australia, gave me a platform, made me, meet people like Harinder ji, Maninder ji, Harjot Singh, Munish, Sumit, Suman Mathur, Aparna ji, Preeti, Kiranpreet, Badbir Singh, Sadiq Bhai, Harjot Singh, a lot of my friends, my wife, everybody became, part of that dream. And today here I am making films. Anand Tamboli, who is recording me from the back. Thanks, Anand. So yeah, thank you. Just a few lines about domestic violence. Globally, 1 out of 3 women experience DV, from their intimate partners. In Australia, the statistics is 1 in every 4 women. This statistics can be viewed differently in South Asian countries, where domestic violence is also, brought down from people, from strangers, just like the recent tragedies that we have seen in Bangalore, Calcutta, Punjab, Delhi, you name the city. Is it a mindset that needs to be challenged, or do we require more measures, to be put in place so that enough is enough and there is some tangible outcomes that we can probably, bring about? Anyway, it's a very deep topic. I've tried to, canvas it and communicate through my films. I would like to invite here Suman Mathur, Munish Arora, Preeti Arora, and Nancy Kiranpreet, if she's here, to come and share their bits as well about the project, the 2 films, Broken Shelter and Fading Footprints. And also, talk about why they are deeply committed to this cause and passionate about storytelling, for that matter. Please, Sumanji, Munish, Preeti. Awesome.
To talk about what made me become a part of this project. एक कहानी ध्यान आती है मुझे. यंगर डेज में मेरी सबसे क्लोज फ्रेंड किसी घर से बहुत शोर आ रहा था, तो उसे वहाँ लगा कि मारपीट हो रही है कुछ, तो उसने नॉक किया. तो एक लेडी आई जिसका फेस बहुत ब्रूज था, इट वॉज ऑल ब्लडीड. उसने दरवाज़ा खोलते ही कहा क्या बात है. उसने कहा कुछ हेल्प चाहिए, तुम्हारी पिटाई हो रही है क्या. तो उसने कहा तुम कौन होती हो, मेरा मर्द है, मुझे मारे, तुम्हारा क्या जाता है. तो ये सुनकर वो भागी वहाँ से कि पता नहीं क्या मैंने बोल दिया. तो ये वाली बात दिमाग में घूमती रहती थी and people used to talk about it. You know, दूसरे का मतलब है, why are you interfering? But one of the short films that you see tonight is actually about being aware of your neighborhood, what's happening around in your neighborhood. And I remember the time we used to have neighborhood watch. Neighborhood watch comprised people who were older in the community, who were available during the day, and they could keep an eye on the surrounding houses and see if there was a miscreant around, somebody wanting to steal things, or just keep an eye on the school children returning from school or going to school, and they would be proactive, and they had to sign up to be part of the neighborhood watch. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening anymore in our community. So domestic violence, it's everybody's business, I think. If you come to know about anything, you need to be proactive. That's where I'm coming from. And also the second short film you'll see is also of relevance, but I won't talk about it now because we're talking about domestic violence. So I'll pass on to Munish.
Thank you, Sumanji. Actually, Sumanji said a lot of things which are actually true. Even I've seen the same cases, like, जैसे हम neighborhood से कुछ आवाज़ें आ रही हैं, then you go and check कि पहले क्या होता था कि women don't speak, कि जो होता है चलने वो, because they are also habitual, like earlier, like maybe 1990s. So अभी क्या है कि अभी ये चीजें open हो रही हैं, like but all people who are like working on regarding this cause, कि domestic violence, we should say no to that one. पहले चलता था, तो अभी क्या है कि जैसे कोई प्रोजेक्ट्स वगैरह होते हैं, जहाँ हम दिखाते हैं कि यार कि this is sorry. So basically, through the films, we are showing like how this thing happened, and जहाँ पे हम दिखा सकते हैं कि यार कि हम ऐसे इसको रोक सकते हैं. If you see something happening in your neighborhood, just go and check on every person, like who is happening, and like जिन पे ये बीत रहा है, अगर वो खुल के बोलेंगे तो it will be easy, like कि हम उसको रोक सकते हैं, unless it is not possible. So it's collaboration of all the human beings that they can come up and show that they care. And in this ये जो movie सिखाने वाले हैं उसमें I am a villain because I am the guy who actually domestic violence. जो मेरे शरीर को सूट नहीं करता, but you will see. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Preeti. So, regarding domestic violence, I would like to say something. So, basically, what I understand, there are various versions of domestic violence. Most of us, we know what it is exactly. But sometimes we ignore it, thinking that in future, ठीक हो जाएगा. ये मतलब ऐसे कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. It's just a new word has come into light. It's called red flags. We know about those things. Still we think, no, yeah, ठीक है, इतना बड़ी deal नहीं है, it will happen. आगे future में सब चीजें sort out हो जाएगी, will adjust. जो कि बहुत सालों से चलता आ रहा है. But now what is happening is कि people getting aware of these through these movies, I would say, or maybe इतने education उस चीजों में हम देने लगे हैं, चाहे वो बच्चे हों या बड़े हों, which is a very good thing. Everyone should know about this and should, it's not about knowing, you have to take actions on that thing also. So I'm really I would like to thank Pankaj for this, giving us the opportunity. So apart from that, I would say sometimes we have to figure out when a person is, like in case of depression it happens. हम detect नहीं कर पाते why that person is in depression. But so that is similar to domestic violence because ladies who are men's it happens to men as well. So they are not very open about it, saying कि हाँ मेरे साथ ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है. So we have to be very careful about, not everybody can't do it, but at least we can look around our people and keep those notes in observation so that we can help them out. So through this movie, we have tried to circulate that information, and I hope that आपको थोड़ा लगे impactful, so that you will also take notes of these red flags and I don't hope कि किसी को ऐसे situation से गुजरना पड़े, but just to have that awareness. Thank you.
Thank you. The second short film that we have made is to address the generic communication gap or the generation gap between parents, grandparents and their children. Now, we talk about domestic violence, we talk about coercive control, which has also been recognized as a legislative stuff effective July and August. However, we also must acknowledge that there are 20,000 children in Australia alone missing every year. Most of these cases are children either running away from their homes for whatever influence. We have recently had several cases being reported from Melbourne where children from even South Asian backgrounds have been either reported missing or running away from their homes. What is very unfortunate is 1 to 2% of this 20,000 number is never located. These children never come back. I've had discussions with my Caucasian friends who often say that the children, they run away from their families on their own accord because they have a choice and they wish to exercise that choice. I represent the South Asian community. We are not wired differently. However, I would certainly like to add that we often probably bring them up, with a fair bit of a generational gap or communication gap. Often also because, as first generation migrant to Australia or to any other country, we come up with some values that we have inherited from our own upbringing, and we like to, force that on the children who are being educated here. And this is where some communication gap arises. Through the second film, I'm trying to highlight a problem. The solution that I have offered, or maybe not, it's not a solution. It's a problem, and we must acknowledge the problem to start with, and then probably we'll be able to look for solutions. With that said, let's commence the first movie.
In skies of crimson hue, the cloud stands free, a canvas of dreams, a sight to see.
Thank you so much for filming this and spending time with all the beautiful actors. Thank you for coming here and spending your time with us. Domestic violence is just like a pandemic. It's not easy, it is very challenging. It is actually the story of the family, within the family. It's very hard to track. But we need to know, as they concluded, that we need to stop from the beginning, that it doesn't happen anymore, and how it affects our children, our society, and especially the woman who is suffering from it. Harman Foundation basically did a survey in 2014, what is the most service that is needed in our community, like South Asian community, and the survey came domestic violence on the top, which really shocked us, and that's how Harman Foundation started as one of the mainstream services of domestic violence. So it is a pandemic, and it is happening for a long, long time, especially that we come from Indian background. We take it granted that the woman needs to be treated like the one they have shown like this. But it is a different world that now the things are changing. Even I will say religiously, the first Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he said, treat the woman at par with yourself. The woman gives birth to kings, and then only they can rule the world. If you are not respecting women and not treating them equally, then we are missing something. And that's very important to understand why our religious preachers, our religious gurus came with this idea 500 years ago, but we are not following them. However, this pandemic is rising every day. Even recently, at federal level, the Prime Minister also showed a lot of concern, and they started thinking very seriously, what are the policies, what awareness, what training, at what level we need to do. What I personally feel that we need to start from grassroots level, which is the schools where the kids need to be understand what relationship their parents are going through, and they need to be taught the respect of the opposite gender. It's not that they are only girls, they are only women. That's how we need to treat them. So this concept needs to get out of our minds. Then only we can start thinking in a positive way. It not only affects the family, but also your relationship, your future life, the way in which the kids are going to be treated in the future. So it is very serious, and that's how Harman Foundation is trying to do a little bit in this area, and we have found it really challenging, and hope we will be able to do something for the society, for the awareness, training, and other through these events and through these programs. Thank you again.
I'm going to ask anybody here, any family member. So, Sharmili, can I please ask you to share a few words on the topic? Put you on the spot. But anybody else, please put up your hand and I'll give the mic to you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. First of all, big thank you to you, Pankaj, for bringing this important topic in front of all of us. I don't know how to react. We are in this day and age, and we have to still witness all of this, particularly with the way the world is advancing, but our minds, in some instances, and I say this being a proud South Asian background, sometimes our cultures, the way our mindset, we've been brought up, the very thing, I know we often say marriage is about adjustment. Hey, this is not adjustment. So it's very important for us, this generation, to show and be role models for our future generation as to what a good relationship is. As Vaninderji said, it's all in the mindset. It's how we've been raised, but also how we are raising our future generation. A lot of things that came from that movie, Anjana always said, gets to a physical assault. Sometimes it doesn't grab the attention of authorities. However, coercive control, and a significant part of what you've captured has been demonstrated here, is the cause of major domestic homicides. It's a cause, it's a repeated pattern of behavior that leads to this. And I really admire how you've captured everything and you said stop at the start, because there's no end to it. I would like to say that from Lee's perspective, we are doing our bit to bring community members, different diverse community members' attention and focus towards what coercive control is and what it is not. Sometimes the major issue of misidentification is associated with coercive control. Different cultures have different ways of relationships are maintained. Not everything is control. sometimes it's the bonding and you have emotional outbursts. So as a community, we need to be very mindful what is coercive control and what is not. And from lead who is into the area of providing professional development, we really want to focus that as both you said, Pandit, as well as Mandaji said, it's everyone's responsibility to stand up. I'd like to finish up with one thing, that as you said, the new legislation has been implemented since July. However, it is quite restricted. It's only applicable for intimate partner relationships, current and former, and a lot is excluded. But it is up to us as a community to come forward and report these things, because if it's not reported, it is not going to meet its ultimate objective. So with that, I'd like to pass it on to you.
Thank you, Sharmili, for your input. Anybody else who would like to discuss or put forward their opinion? It's also been seen that domestic violence necessarily doesn't happen in families where there's less education or amongst low socio-economic background. I think when Pankaj had his telecast in Castle Hill, the police who came from Castle Hill, we were just blown away when he started to tell us how domestic violence occurs in very high prone areas like Castle Hill, North Sydney, where the communities are very elite, very educated, very well off, but still, when it comes to control, it varies from person to person. And as I said, I would like you to talk and put forth your ideas rather than me talking all the time. Please, anyone who would like to?
Rajiv ji wants to talk.
Rajiv ji.
You just got me.
There is nothing much I can say except for the fact that आपने जो film बनाई है exactly captures at the grassroots level, and you also given the proper solution to it, that it has to be stopped at the very beginning if possible. But then there was something else which I saw where Sumanji's role was, which is what we also in Australia look at about, is called the Are You OK? So, Are You OK is something so important that we not only need to go for domestic people, but also amongst colleagues as well. We could check them out, because then you will see that how the colleague is behaving because of perhaps of his domestic issues. And we've also had issues where these things do lead to an incident which I probably am aware of, where there was an attempted suicide. These things do happen. So domestic violence is one of the things, but at the end, it can lead to a lot of other options as well for the person who is actually being affected. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you.
Anybody else who would like to speak? Thank you, Rajiv. And thank you, Sharmili. I didn't thank you both. Thank you for speaking, sharing your mind. And yeah, please.
Hi, my name is Jay. I am a solicitor at Gallagher Legal Centre, and I am actually running a program which gives the opportunity for community members and people who work in domestic violence and faith leaders to actually come and ask questions about domestic violence and coercive control to judges and to lawyers and to barristers and to psychologists. So I'm running this program on the 21st of September at Auburn Community Centre, and the idea is that questions that you might have that are not being answered, that you don't know, this is your chance to ask those questions to people who actually deal with it in a legal sense. It's not many opportunities that you get to ask judges, what do you think? Why do you think this? You don't get to many questions or many opportunities to ask lawyers about what do I need to do? How do I protect myself? What can the law do? And there's also questions that you might want to ask psychologists who deal with this every day about how do I approach this situation? What skills do I need to have? Well, this is that opportunity for 2 hours. It's a learning opportunity for the community leaders, friends, family, and it's about keeping families safe, and it's all about how coercive control, domestic violence affects people from culturally and linguistically diverse communities. That's us. And it's, in my opinion, it's quite a valuable thing to explore, but then also get some answers so that we keep families safe. So I do hope that people, everybody here, if you have any questions, please do ask, and more than welcome to show up. Thank you.
Question, are you going to put this on YouTube or any other platform?
So, good question. I'm still thinking because my primary objective is to screen it privately so that conversations are indeed happening in a constructive and focused manner.
So the reason I asked is because I'm also a filmmaker and I also make movies on different social topics as well. And I think a role of a filmmaker is not just to entertain people or tell a story. As a storyteller, our work begins when the film ends, because it needs to start the conversation, as you rightly said. So of course, in the private settings, you have more focused and more controlled way of discussion. But eventually, when things go on larger platforms, a lot of people share, random trivia forwards, always like cat videos and other nonsense. I think these videos need to be forwarded as much as possible, because then the conversation just doesn't stop within the private realm. It goes beyond, because you never know who needs to listen to this. You never know who needs to watch this and talk about it. So more people watching is actually a good thing for all such films, including this one. So thanks for making this. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. That's a good feedback. All right, any more, or we proceed to the next?
Because it is a thing that can be solved between the family, they understand, and the respect for the person, the man and the woman between themselves. It's very closely a family issue. The other agencies like Harman Foundation, if we talk about with our services or any counseling or psychologist or psychiatrist or doctors, they can help only a little bit. So what it is, what I will say, just like what's happening in India, the murder case of the doctor in Bengal, the people have come on streets, and they now the government has started listening, and it is making so much awareness that why that murder happened. It's again a violence, but the awareness and the gravity of the situation, and then people know. So what I want to convey is that it is a time when both, if men are suffering from DV or the women are suffering from TB, they have to come forward. They have to come forward and say, this is the issue we need to discuss openly rather than keeping it and realizing that, oh no, it is not right. We are living in a 21st century. We need to come forward. So that's the only message I want to give today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello everyone, my name is Harjot Singh from KH Brother Films, and I really want to congratulate Maninder Singh ji and Harinder Kaur ji from Harman Foundation team for making films on such sensitive topics. And of course, Pankaj Upadhyay, my brother, we have been making short films for I think 5 or 6 years together. And Munish, Preeti, Sumanji, and all the rest of the cast and crew. And I deeply wish them all the best, and hopefully they keep on making such beautiful films in future as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. say, or how emotionally I may have been charged when I was editing the film. You know, being a young father, being a father to young children, you know, growing up with so much, as Anand mentioned, you know, so much crap going on social media, how to curb it, how to, you know, educate them better, to identify, you know, the dangers of online dating, dangers of meeting people online. Anybody wants to say anything about the second film or the subject? Yes, sir.
And this is very serious. Like child grooming is coming up as one of the prominent aspects in which children are being tricked away, taken from their homes, or they led in wrong ways. So it is the responsibility again of every community member how to protect our young children, maybe of any age, and especially on the media, when they call the media, this is very risky. The government is taking actions. I know the commissioner is here. They're taking they're putting a lot of money in this area. But again, we as the parents or the grandparents have got a lot of responsibility in this area. And I was today in the city attending one of the sessions in a Jesse Street Trust, and we have been discussing the same issue here as well. And there were very good speakers from global level and Australia level. And yeah, I had a little bit talk with them and interaction. And another day I was also attending a session on child protection. So we need to be aware of what's child protection, what the government is doing, and we disseminate these resources. As a parent, our responsibility have gone really hard. Because of these things, what Pankaj has given on the screen are happening a lot. And there are predators which are focusing on the small little kids, and there are those people who have been who want, they have no families or they have nothing to offer, but they are sex predators, and they say once a sex crime, a person who is a sex offender is always a sex offender. And the government, of course, the government is taking action, but we really need to research ourselves and get all the training and resources and attend such like sessions, which is very important because our kids are very innocent, the age is so gentle that they're taken over by this thing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else wants to say anything? Jyoti? So, okay, no further conversations happening. All right, Jyoti, passing on the baton to you for recognizing the hardworking people behind the scenes, in front of the scenes.
Who more than you, Pankaj here, Suman Mathur, Manish Arora, Preeti Arora, Kiranpreet Singh Kohli, Natasha Upadhyay, Mamta Upadhyay, Teshal Upadhyay, and Pankaj Upadhyay. We would like to give you some certificates. Can you please come forward? Maninderji, could you please come and hand over the certificates, please? First one, Pankaj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next, Mamta Upadhyay. your two beautiful daughters, right? Stars of one family. Kiran Singh, you'll take that too. Preeti Arora. Manish Arora. And Suman Mathur. Can I please request all the actors to stand with Maninder ji, and we'll take some photos.
I like that word more. Actors, not stars. We're not stars. We are volunteers and we're actors.
We have a small plant for each one of you. So, can I please ask all the volunteers at the back to come here so we can all take a photo together? Thank you. Let's have a group photo.
Have anybody from Kids for Kids? Anybody representing?
I would like to acknowledge the volunteers here this evening. Tara Singh, Jaswant Singh Pannu, Arvinder Kaur, Manveer Singh, Dilraj Singh, Kunal.
You can turn my picture.
Anybody else joining? Okay, one.
Should we sit in front? It's so
Yeah, I think it's very long, so some people come forward. Jyoti ji, आप अंदर जाएं।
बिन पूछे मेरा नाम और पता रस्मों को रख के परे चार कदम बस चार कदम चल दो ना साथ मेरे बिन पूछे मेरा नाम और पता रस्मों को रख के परे चार कदम बस चार कदम चल दो ना साथ मेरे बिन कुछ कहे बिन कुछ सुने हाथों में हाथ लिए चार कदम बस चार कदम चल दो ना साथ मेरे बिन कुछ कहे बिन कुछ सुने हाथों में हाथ लिए चार कदम बस चार कदम चल दो ना साथ मेरे राहों में तुमको जो धूप सताए छाँव बिछा देंगे हम अंधेरे डराए तो जाकर फलक पे चांद सजा देंगे हम। छाए उदासी लतीफे सुनाकर तुझको हंसा देंगे हम। हंसते हंसाते यूं ही गुनगुनाते चल देंगे 4 कदम। ये ना 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 ला ला ला।
तुम सा मिले जो कोई रह गुजर दुनिया से कौन